So next topic is development of the embryo. Development of the embryo. So we have already seen fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gamete, right?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Yes. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gamete. So where does fertilization take place? Where does fertilization take place? Who can say where does fertilization take place? Anybody? Where does fertilization takes place? Tell me. Gobiga Shankar. Where does fertilization take place?
Oviduct.
Yes, fertilization takes place in oviduct. Very good, good. Fertilization takes place in oviduct. So soon after the fertilized cell is known as, what is the name of the fertilized cell?
Zygote.
Yes, zygote. Fertilized cell is known as zygote. That means the nuclei of sperm and ovum fuse to form a single nucleus or single cell stage, which is known as zygote. Zygote. So soon after the formation of the zygote undergoes repeated division to give rise to a ball of cells, and these cells develop into different tissues and organs of the body. So zygote undergoes division to produce a ball of cells, and these cells develop into different tissues and organs of the body. So this developing structure is known as embryo. This developing structure is known as embryo, right? Right? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. So, and the zygote is changed into next stage is known as embryo. Embryo. So, what is it? What is it? What is the next stage of zygote?
Embryo.
Embryo. Here, the embryo get embedded in the wall of the uterus. So we have already seen the structure of uterus in female reproductive organs. So what is uterus? What is uterus? What is uterus? So we have already studied what is uterus. What is uterus? Uterus is the part of a female reproductive organ where embryo develops, right? Right? All of you? So uterus is a part of a female reproductive organ where embryo develops. Okay, right. So it gradually develops body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. So I told you, soon after the formation of the zygote undergoes repeated division to produce a ball of cells, and these cells develop into different tissues and organs of the body, and this developing structure is known as embryo. So this embryo get embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development, right? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Same. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. So next stage is known as fetus. Next stage is known as fetus. So in the fetus, the stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified. All the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. So we have heard about 1 month fetus or 4 month fetus, then 8 month fetus. Okay, right? Have you heard about such a words? Have you heard about such a words? 7 month fetus and all?
No, sir.
Yes, same. Then see when we can call it as a term fetus. Fetus. Okay, right. So when the development of fetus is complete, when the development of fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. So when the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Yes, okay. Now we can see. Can you see this slide?
No, sir.
Can you see the slide?
No, sir.
No, wait. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now you can see the stages. That's fertilization, the process, fertilization and the zygote. In the fertilization, we can see sperms and ovum. And these sperms and ovum fuse to form a zygote. Here we can see there is a fusing nuclei, and the nuclei of that is I have already told you the fertilization is the process of fusion of nuclei of sperms and ovum, nuclei of sperm and ovum, and this fusing nuclei or the such a stage is known as zygote. So after the formation of zygote, so here we can see zygote formation and development of an embryo. Zygote formation, that is what we have discussed. So the zygote, did you see the zygote inside the fallopian tube or inside the oviduct? Did you see the zygote?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So as the result of or after the formation of the zygote moves from this part or from a particular place into uterus. So then we can see there is a movement of zygote through the oviduct. So when it moves from one place to another, that is in the uterus, there is a division of cells. There is a division of cells. Here we can see there is a 2-cell stage. After that we can see then 4-cell stage. So it undergoes division when it moves from one place to another in the fallopian tube. Then at last they reach in the uterus and they will embedded in the wall of the uterus. That is known as embedding embryo. Embedding embryo. So after that, we can see there is a next one. The next stage, I already told you, there is a fetus. So the fetus in the uterus, so that is the fully development, I told you when the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby, and this stage is known as, we can be called as fetus stage. So the fetus in the uterus. Is it clear to you? All of you, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Yes, same. Now we have seen that the development of the embryo. So next topic is viviparous and oviparous animals. Viviparous and oviparous animals. Here, Say viviparous and oviparous animals. Have you heard about the term viviparous and oviparous? Have you heard this word viviparous and oviparous? Anybody? Anybody?
No, sir.
No. Okay. See, then have you observed how these animals reproduce their offspring? How these animals reproduce and which all method they are following? How animals reproduce? Okay. How animals reproduce? Gauri Priya.
Yes, sir.
So how animals reproduce, how they produce their offspring or their young ones?
By giving birth.
Yes, by giving birth, right? So which all methods? Which all methods?
Sir, laying eggs.
Laying?
Eggs.
Laying eggs. Laying eggs. Okay. So yes, good. So some of the animals which give birth to living young ones. So the animals which give birth to young ones, animals that give birth to young ones are known as viviparous animals. Viviparous animals are those animals which give birth to living young ones. Animals that give birth to young ones. Birth to young ones are known as viviparous animals. Viviparous animals. So animals that give birth to young ones are known as viviparous. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Sir.
Yes, okay. So can you say the examples? Can you say the example for viviparous animals?
Cow, dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we can say various types of examples. Yes. Here examples are cow, then
Humans.
human, yes,
Dog. Dog, cat.
human, dog,
Cat.
yes, cat. So these are the animals. These are the animals come under viviparous animals. So viviparous animals are those animals which give birth to young ones. Young ones. Yes, okay. See, and what about oviparous animals? Oviparous animals.
Animals that
Lay.
Yes. Oviparous animals are those animals which give.
which lay eggs.
Yes. Okay. Oviparous animals. Oviparous. Oviparous animals. Animals that lay. Animals that lay eggs. Animals that lay eggs are known as oviparous animals. Oviparous animals. Can you say the example of oviparous animals?
Hen.
Birds.
Birds,
Snake.
snakes. Yes, snakes. Then
Fish.
which one?
Fish.
Fish, right. Fish.
Platypus.
Which one? So that means we can say that is the birds, fish, frog. So all these are the animals which lay the egg. So these are the examples of the viviparous animals. So how can we explain viviparous? Animals that lay eggs. Animals that lay eggs, right? Right. So can you say the difference between oviparous and the viviparous animals? Shreya.
Sir, viviparous means animals which give birth Then oviparous means animals which lay eggs.
Yes. So viviparous animals means animals that give birth to young ones, and oviparous animals that lay eggs. Okay, right. Okay, right. Yes. So next topic. So when we observe this one, just now I already told you. So anyway, animals produce their young ones and by two methods. So they show which one? Sexual reproduction by giving birth or by laying eggs, right? So the next one is young ones to adults. So next topic is young ones to adults. Young ones to same. Have you observed that development of the frog or development of the silkworm? Have you observed development of frog or development of silkworm? Anybody? Have you observed have you seen the frog? No.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So have you observed the development of the frog? No.
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 No, sir.
Yes. See, have you studied the life cycle of frog? Life cycle of frog.
Egg, tadpole, adult frog.
Yes. Same. See, so I think we have studied life cycle of frog in lower class. Am I right? Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we have already studied the life cycle of frog. Life cycle of frog. Can you say anybody? Can you say the different stages in the life cycle of frog?
Egg, tadpole,
Wait. Egg.
tadpole,
After egg.
tadpole,
Yes, good. Tadpole. Then
adult frog.
yes, good. Adult frog. Yes, very good. So here that we can see that we can say yes, we can see there is an adult frog. So these are the three stages. That is, the first one is egg and tadpole and adult. So in the case of tadpole, we can easily classify the tadpole into two stage. That is early tadpole and late tadpole. Early tadpole and late tadpole. So anyway, we can see these three stages in the life cycle of frog. So then, especially in the case of tadpole and adult, is there any similarity or dissimilarity? So can you noticed, or have you noticed any similarity between tadpole and adult in frog? Anybody?
Tadpole has a tail.
Tadpole has? Yes. Tell me,
Tail.
tadpole. Yes, tadpole has tail. Okay, Karthik, right? Good. Tadpole has tail. Then any other difference? Where it is? Where they are living? Tadpole.
Water.
Yes, they are living in water. They are living in water, right? Yes. What about the frog?
Land and water.
Land.
Yes. So generally the frog, they live on land. They live on land. Will they go to water? Will they move to water? Will they move to water? Yes, frog, will they move? Tell me yes or no. Will they move? See, they will move to water in order to lay the eggs. Am I right? So they will move to water in order to lay the eggs. Isn't that? Did you get the idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here we can see there is a difference in early stages of frog. Early stages of frog. So when we take the case of life cycle of silkworm. So in the case of silkworm, we can say there are different stages like frog, that is egg and caterpillar, pupa and adult. Have you heard these stages in the case of silkworm or in the case of butterfly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. So we have already studied that is egg, larva, that is known as caterpillar, and pupa. Finally, it develops into adult organism. So here we can see there are a lot of changes, and these changes are known as metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is the transformation of the larva. Metamorphosis is the transformation of larva. Here, metamorphosis is the transformation of larva transformation. See, all of you write down this one, the definition of metamorphosis: transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is known as metamorphosis. So here, metamorphosis is the transformation of the larva into an adult. Through drastic changes. Such a process are known as metamorphosis. So in order to understand the process, so we discussed life cycle of frog and life cycle of silkworm, right? Is it clear to you? All of you, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So in the metamorphosis, we can see there is a difference between the young one and adult of all the organisms. So yes, same. These are the points. So which all points we have discussed?